Okay, while I was over there working on my vise, I had my old ball peen hammer out. This ball peen hammer belonged to my grandpa. And the wedge popped out of the handle, and came out of the top there. And I've been having trouble with the head getting a little loose. But the last thing I want to do is replace this handle, because the handle on this old hammer, even though it's cracked right here and probably should be replaced, there's salt from the sweat of my grandpa's hands in this hammer handle. And the last thing I want to do is change it. When it breaks, I'll finally change it. But I'll show you what I'm going to do. Since the head's loose, and if can you see, let's see, turn it this way. Can you see that little edge right there where the wood's kind of curling up? What I did was I shaved that off of this side, and I'll shave it off of this side so the hammer head will slide down on the handle just a little farther. And I drive that wedge back in there and sand that, or grind the top of that wood off, sand it off, and see if it'll stay on there a little tighter. Get a few more years use out of Grandpa's hammer handle. All I'm going to do is take my little EDC buck knife. Let me aim you down a little bit so you can see. I'll just shave off any of that wood that's standing up. Just try to make room for that handle, or head to slide down on the handle a little farther. Before, when it was all the way down, that wood was right flush with the top of the hammer head. Some people recommend sticking the hammer head or an axe head down in water to make that wood swell up a little bit and get a good tight hold on the head. Well, what that does is it swells up all right, but as soon as that wood dries back out, it shrinks back down. Now it's going to be looser than it was before you started, because when that wood swelled up, it crushed the wood fibers, and then when it dries back out, it's smaller than it was when you started. So that's not a good trick. Okay, now I'll show you how I tighten it up on here. What you do is you go to something great big and heavy. You don't want to get too carried away with it, because you don't want to crack or mess up the bottom of the hammer handle, but you just tap it nice and square on there and let the weight of the hammer head drive itself down on there a little farther. I didn't gain a whole lot. Might have to do a little more work on it. But you can see that wood sticking out the top just a little bit. If you keep working at it, you can get it in there good and tight and drive your wedge back in it, sand that top off, and have a good solid hammerhead again.